We are back, ladies and gentlemen, on the fastest podcast on the airwaves today, the Cat's Corner podcast with your host, the three-time World Karate Champion, WCW, WWE legend, just an actor of all kinds, TV, film, you name it, he's been in it. He is Ernest the Cat Miller. I am your co-host, Ray W. Don't mean to trouble you, Keziah, a.k.a. Big Shug, manager of future Hall of Famers. And guess what? We are LIVE for the first time. You got it out there in podcast land. The Cat's Corner podcast is coming to you live. So we might slip up, mess up, screw up, or F up.
Ray, can you shut up?
We can we can do that.
You shut up. That's what you need to do, Ray. You put too much into it. I know you want to get over. I know you want to get yourself over. You want the fans to love you, Big Sugar Ray. Take it easy. Slow it down, baby. Slow it down. Good.
I got a question before we get started. Before we get started, I got a quick question for you.
What's that?
Should we throw it to our illustrious sponsor, Recite?
I don't know how to do this. And now, if Cody, our showrunner, if he want to run the Recite, go with it.
I think the people live need to hear from the people who's making this happen.
Now, we're Recite. Of course, we offer all-inclusive site work. We're Recite. Of course, we have a dynamic site crew. We're Recite. We have secure foundations. We're Recite. Of course, we're good stewards. Recite redefines the way site work is done. Contact us at recite.com. It's RE-SITE.com.
Thank you, Wesley. Thank you, everybody at Recite.
Hey, listen, we got to thank everybody. We got to thank our listeners. We got to thank our subscriber. We have to thank everybody who really patronize us. And we're getting quite a few people now enjoying what we're doing. So I'd like to thank everybody. But you know what, Big Ray?
Talk to me.
I know you're my co-host. I know this. But I don't really like to talk to you all the time. You know, you got like this smirk. You kind of like you were drinking the haterade. It's like, you know, Ernest the Cat Miller is here and you can talk to me. Not everybody can talk to me. But today, it's a good day. Because I got somebody coming on, Big Ray, who's going to set you straight and everybody else straight. This guy is a good business guy, too. Business, karate, TV star. I mean, he was my partner in crime. WCW day. Sonny Onoo, let's bring little Sonny on in here. Bring Sonny Onoo.
The man, the myth, and the legend himself.
What's up, Sonny?
Hey, I'm good, man. But what, Ernest? Why do I have to be little Sonny? Can I be big Sonny? I mean, what's with that?
Sonny, this is our first time going live. Don't make me fuck it up.
No, don't use the word.
Don't make me tell the world why I call you little. Okay, don't do that. I'm talking about you got little hands. Let's just say that. Little hands.
Just like Mr. Trump, I have a little hand. Is that what you're trying to say?
Who? You want to start talking about Trump? That's how you want to start it.
They give him a hard time for it. They give him a hard time for having a little hand. I don't know how little his hand is.
Why did he grab your poop? Did he grab something? Okay, all right.
No.
All right.
Let's not go there.
Let's give a quick shout out to our biggest fan out there, greatest fan, Mr. Justin, who's joined us on the chat because we're live, Cat. Because we're live.
I can't wait. Listen, Ray, pay attention to that. Because we might get a few guys in there we may know. Because some of the guys promised me they're gonna be listening to our first live show. But tonight, today I want this show to go. Yeah, I got a couple of subjects I want to talk about with you guys, especially with you, Sonny. How did it feel to get fired as a wrestler?
How did it feel to get fired?
Well, let me rephrase that. How about fired, not re-sign, cut,
release?
Isn't that all the same?
I think it's a little different. If you fire, and being released,
you don't have a job.
well, the thing, I think Ernest and I are a little different in a sense. We already had business. We already had thing before we got in wrestling. I mean, substantial. I'm not saying a lot of people don't, but we were already doing something way before. I had my karate school. I had my car dealerships and all that. And
You
Ernest,
had you had your holes. Weren't you a pimp too?
what's that?
Wasn't you a pimp?
No, if I were pimp, man, I
Oh,
would have.
that was Godfather. Okay, that was called Godfather. Godfather was a pimp.
Yeah, we don't look alike, by the way.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Are we
But
talking about
I
being?
think it's harder. I think it's harder on younger guys who haven't had, the first time, you're making, especially back then, you making 5 figures, then all of a sudden you go to a company, a legitimate company, and start making 6 figures, and you kind of think that's, if you're young, you think, oh man, I made it. This is going to last me forever. Even if you sign 3-year deal, as you know, back then, they can let you go and only give you like in essence a 90-day severance.
No. Wait a minute, Sonny. That's wrong.
Okay?
Let's talk about me. We both been, what do you call it? Release, cut, fired. WCW we wasn't, because WCW was just bought out. I was under contract. So even with the buyout, nobody could fire me. I was still under contract. I think you was too. You was on a contract for about 2 or 3 years and stuff like that. So what they did, they just waited till our contract ran out and they didn't renegotiate because it wasn't there nothing there to renegotiate. But to me, it's all the same. Fire, release.
Yeah, you and I are a little different though, Ernest. If you want to go back to WCW, they terminated my contract. I just signed a 2-year deal 2 months before, 3-year deal 2 months before. And for the new booker came in and decided to get rid of all the Japanese and Mexicans. And that's how I got released.
Who was the booker?
Yeah.
The new booker was Vince Russo. He came in and made a public statement about the Japanese and Mexicans. How he didn't give a SHAT about it.
You can say shit.
Okay.
But this is why I don't understand, Sonny.
Yeah.
Just because Vince Russo wanted to get rid of some guys, he didn't work in the office around the contract. How did he have the pull?
Ernest, how can you defend that? If you're the booker.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm not defending anybody. I'm just asking
let me explain something to you. If you're the writer, a head writer, that's what he was, okay? And you go to the office and say, hey, I'm not going to use Mexican and Japanese anymore. Why would office keep any of the Japanese and Mexicans then?
Got a hell of a point, Sonny. Got a hell of a point.
So you can say he didn't. You can say, but he didn't fire me or he didn't terminate my contract, but he certainly dictated it. Ray owns the company, and I have, and Ernest, I don't know how many employees you had, but if I decided not to use an individual because of his skin color,
oh my goodness,
and I tell my boss that I'm not going to use them. Yeah, they have a choice. They can honor the contract, make it sit at home, and not use them, or you can terminate them. And those are the 2 choices they have.
Now let me ask you this, Sonny. After they terminated your contract, right?
Yeah.
Were you angry? Were you upset? Were you lost? I know you say you had another business to go to, but hell, man, we were making so much money at WCW. We was all over the world. What in the world? What was going through your head once you figured out that you was not going to go back to WCW to work?
Well, I know. Like I said, I just negotiated my 3-year deal, like 2 months before. So, and since reason was given for my termination, certainly in my mind, I said, well, it's certainly not right.
I mean, were you upset? Were you butt hurt? Were you feelings hurt?
What?
Yes,
No,
he
no,
was
no.
upset.
Yeah, I clearly upset. Not. It's not because I had a control over or something I did. That's not why they terminated my contract.
You know, a lot of stuff go through your head when you're in these contracts, man, and you working in this business of pro wrestling. I mean, it's like you famous. Everybody know you. Everybody want to be near you. And then when you lose that obligation that you give out every day to be a pro wrestler at WCW, now the company is saying that, okay, we don't want you here right now. We can't use you here, but you still can go out there in the world and work wherever you want to.
Oh, and absolutely, you can do whatever you want. But specifically to wrestling business, when TNA first started, Jeff Jarrett flew me to Vegas, offered me a job.
Oh, and wait a minute, in TNA?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I turned it down because somebody, Russo was there already ahead of me, and I didn't think I could work with him. So I mean, you can ask Jeff. I appreciated his offer, but I don't think I could work in that environment, and I'd be a hypocrite anyway if I did that.
Especially after all the shit you talk, that would be. Hey, quick question, Kat. Is the reason this is coming up is because of Ronda Truth Killings getting released and Carlito getting released from the WWE?
No, not really. But it just sparked something in my head that the fans. There's another side of wrestling, this business.
Yeah,
it had nothing. Listen, guess what? Sting been released, been let out of his contract. Some of the big name guys been let out of their contract.
Blair,
so
you
can't. You can't get all hurt because somebody let you out your contract. What this does? Listen, I tell you what. I know Ron, and every time I met Ron, he was so nice. He's a great guy. Great guy. He was here in Atlanta last time. He gave me his phone number and said, "Hey, Cap, call me." And then next time I come to Atlanta, I'll call you. We'll hang out. I'm a big fan of yours. This guy right here was a really nice guy. Now, think about this. This guy spent how many years? 20 years with WWE?
Almost 17 years, yeah.
Oh, 17 years. Because he was there when I was there one time.
98, I think. Was it
yeah.
98?
Yeah.
Well, he was TNA before he was WWE.
No, he was WWE, then he went to TNA. He was WWE, then WWE released him, fired him when I was there. Then he went to TNA and got things going in TNA, and they brought him back to WWE. But he listen, any company that you with for 20-something years or 17 years, whatever it may be, anything over 15, that's a long career. He'd have paid a lot of bills with the company money.
For sure.
So right now, when they come to you and just say, "Hey, we can't use you no more. We're gonna let you," you can't do nothing but bow your head and say, "Thank you for taking care of my family. Thank you for giving me 20 years to do this." But this guy right here, why feel sorry for him? He ain't gonna feel sorry for himself because next week I'm going to Paris for a show. Guess what? Guess who might be there? Ron. He might be there because now he can go work anywhere he want to.
It's just to a fan, and I'm going to speak strictly from a fan's perspective. He was in the main event on Saturday night's main event with John Cena a week and a half ago, and now he's released. It's just shocking. Why put him in a main event program and in less than 10 days release?
Let me answer that. I may have an answer to that. Everybody know that John Cena was one of his favorite guys, right?
Oh yeah, It's his childhood hero.
That could have, and he got to wrestle him on one of the Saturday night main event.
Yeah.
Now, somebody probably said, okay, we already know, but believe me, they know that his contract is not going to be renewed. He might even known anyway, too. But with him wrestling, this is just something they giving him, like a farewell match. Here, it go a good match. I mean, you know, he wrestled John Cena. What does that mean? What? It probably meant more to him to wrestle his childhood hero than anything. But you know what? He's gonna go out there in the world, and everybody want to see it. Right now, most people don't understand this. When I got my contract, and then they released me from my contract in WWE, I was pissed. I was mad, not angry at anybody. No, I don't know who I was angry. I was just pissed off because I come from the background of sports. When a team said we can't use you, we don't need you, they cut you and you leave. That's what it felt like when they came to me and said, "Hey, listen, Cat, we love you. You're good." But Vince McMahon himself went right in his office and I said, "So what's up with not negotiating a contract?" He said, "Cat, I really like you. People in the locker room like you. You're a good guy. But right now, the writing that we have, they can't write for you." So when I heard that, I kind of said, okay, then. I just stepped away from it. And I went home pissed off, Sonny. I was mad. I was mad because I thought they did not give me a fair chance. I had so much to give them because I only did what I was supposed to do, what I would ask. They asked me to go out there and act a fool in the ring, I wouldn't have did it. Go out there and kick somebody, I did it. Go out there and act like Dusty Rhodes and get somebody an elbow, I did it. You know, I did what I thought I was a good person to work with. And when I left there, I was so pissed off. I did not want to hear anything about wrestling. Now, being mad, I lost out on about $5 million. You want me to tell you how? I was getting phone calls when they found out that I was released from WWE. Every wrestling organization around the world were calling me. "Hey, Cat, you want to come to Africa? Hey, Cat, you want to come to Europe? Hey, Cat, you want to come now? You know this, Sonny. Hey, Cat, you want to come here?" And they'll pay you a crazy amount of money just to come because you knew and you right off TV. But me, I was so pissed off, Sonny, Ray, that I didn't think about wrestling anymore. I went straight back into my little karate school and started teaching karate, and I got my head back in there. Well, I left a lot of money on the table. These young guys today don't do that, Sonny. Once you leave, they still got the whole world open to it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys out there that left WWE in the last year or so, probably making more money doing independent scenes and having a lot more time on their hands. You know, not having to grind, and just probably making more money. I know that for a couple guys who's doing really well. So, I mean, listen, we all take our experience and take advantage of it. I mean, myself, I've been to a couple of different places this year already outside the United States, I'm going back to Qatar. I'm going to Kuwait. I'm going to Israel.
Can you wake up on my show and get your hand off your face and look like you live? You look like wake up, Sonny.
Hey, I'm talking. Don't interrupt me. I don't interrupt you when you mouth chopping.
Go ahead then, bro. Go ahead.
Don't interrupt me. I'll just go home. Oh, wait a minute. I'm home.
You already at home.
I'll go inside. You can talk to my window.
Yeah. Go ahead, son. Finish talking.
We're smart enough that our exposure and my contact was working. You know, my main thing in Japan before I was a character on television was being a liaison officer to a Japanese company, mainly New Japan at the time. But because of the contact, and obviously people who was at New Japan has left and went to other company like Noah and company like a DDT, and a lot of the women that I managed they have gone on to work for different companies. And because I have a contact with them, and the fact that because I speak the lingo, um, that's what I get to do. I get to go to all these countries I just mentioned, not because they need necessarily want to see Sonny Onoo, but I get to go. I get to go there with a great Muda.
Yeah. You will find your way to weasel your way into some money. I know that. Sonny Onoo.
How do I weasel my way into it when they call me and ask me to get a talent? When Chris Jericho called me and said, "Hey, Sonny, could you please get Liger on a cruise ship because we've been calling you Japan for 6 months and we can't get any answers."
Oh, so you do it. You don't get paid when you do it. You just do it out of the goodness of your heart.
Chris Jericho called me. I didn't charge Chris Jericho.
Did you get paid though?
No, I got paid to be on a cruise, but I was already I was already on the cruise before he called me.
He was just getting Jushin Thunder Liger on there for him.
Right.
Yeah. Well, whatever. I got to keep my eyes on you, Sonny. I don't trust you. I never have trusted you. You know that, Sonny.
Well, then why am I on your show?
Because you're my friend.
Why are you asking me to be on the show?
Because you're my friend.
We just got done telling me you don't trust me. How can I be your friend if you don't trust me?
That's just on the podcast. That's just on the podcast. That's just here.
Well, Benji, a friend.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, Ray. That's just a Donald Trump move. I'm just telling you that so that people can think me and you hate each other, son. Come on, John Sonny, don't be a bitch.
Wait a minute. Are you paying me for this show?
Yes, I am.
Oh, is that right? Hey, Ray, you heard it now.
Hey,
some yen. We're sending some yen your way, baby.
I'm gonna pay
Ray,
you.
He asked me to be on the show. And he didn't say nothing about paying me.
He paid me nothing. I've been on this show for almost 2 years.
I know it, but he just got done saying he's paying me for this show.
I know somebody out there respects you, and his name is Benji, and it's a friend of Justin's. Also, Justin met you in Vegas, and what a tremendous highlight in his life, he says. I'm just reading some of the chats. Wax on, wax off.
Yeah, the problem with Ernest, he talks with both sides of his mouth. One up there where you can see on camera, and the other side below the belt.
Yeah, he does. That's how cattle do you.
Just Sonny, this is my show. I'm gonna talk the way I want to talk. And
well, I'm your guest, and I'll talk the way I want to talk.
Okay, all right. Well, take it easy, brother.
Because this is a live show, and I may go off.
Oh yeah, and you will go off, but take it easy.
I will go off, and you can't use this show if I go off.
We'll use it, but don't use it.
We might go viral.
We might go viral. Go ahead. Hey, what would you do to Vince Russo if he was right in your room with you?
I wouldn't do anything.
See, there you go.
I wouldn't do anything.
When I talk to you and say little smart things, you get angry, you tell me off. Now you tell me if Vince Russo was in front of you, you wouldn't say nothing.
No, I didn't say I wouldn't do anything. You said, what would you do?
Okay, what would you say?
It depends on, I really don't have nothing to say to him except, look, everything he said, he says he's not racist, but he makes racist statements.
Well, this is part of the lawsuit. Sonny sued the guy and made himself a lot of money, which I mean, listen, he's smart.
So did you, Ernest. Don't be lying to people. So did you. You want to name the people on the list? Because I can go on and get
now the truth comes out.
Sonny is a smart businessman, boy. You can't mess with him. He one of the smartest businessmen I've ever seen. Sonny, shut your mouth, Sonny.
Don't be talking about both sides of your mouth.
Yeah, okay, so Sonny, let me talk about this right here. People gonna say that WWE is racist, right? They let go. Who they let go? Ron and Carlito.
Right.
They released a bunch of white people too. They never made a statement, Ernest.
I know.
They never made a statement why they let him go.
I don't think they're doing that.
Why they let Carlito go.
But they're not doing that at Future Endeavor shit no more.
But people are pissed off. I've read the comment of people talking about why did they leave it. I got people making video about being
a lot of
racist.
People pissed off.
There's a lot of people pissed off. And he was very entertaining. He was a great talent. He made I mean, he was a great talent. He was.
I think it's just this generation too, man. I mean,
Well,
you
don't know what the company was. I mean, you got to remember they got a TKO is their parent company now.
See that's what that's why we're gonna talk about, because I talked about AJ Styles. AJ Styles been there for how long?
He's been there for a long time.
10 years.
Oh man, kid, I didn't wait longer than 10 years, Ray.
Not in the WWE.
Anyway, he's one of the. He's done the last part of his career, but he's been there for a long time.
Yeah, he's been there a long time. And what about Brock Lesnar? I wonder if he's still under contract. I can almost guarantee he's still under contract.
Well, I don't even know.
Don't know. Can't make that call.
But see, this is what I'm saying. This is not Vince McMahon running WWE. This is a company. They're doing some things that is unheard of in wrestling right now that they didn't do when Vince McMahon was in there.
A lot of people said if Vince was there, Ron the Truth Killings would still have a job because he wouldn't allowed him to let him go.
But what reason could he give to keep him there?
It could be his age. It could be a lot of things. But they're not saying that. They're not making any excuses. And the fans are upset. We're upset because he was such an entertaining character. He could do a lot of things. He has so much respect in that locker room.
But Sonny,
a lot of wrestlers at WWE are saying, they're sorry to see him go.
But Sonny, think about this right here. Think about those two names that I call CM Punk, AJ Styles. These guys been there a long time. Right? They've been there a long time.
CM Punk just came back two years ago.
Yeah, but look at him.
He was out of wrestling for a decade.
But he was out of wrestling because of his own thing. He was trying to do the UFC. He tried to come back and do some other things.
For 7 years. He only did UFC for 3.
But he came back, did the AEW.
Yeah, was there almost 2 years, and it fell apart. And then
have you ever seen Ron Truth physical? Have you ever seen what kind of shape he's in?
He's in perfect shape, dude.
This dude
54, was he 54, 58 years? How old is he? He's old.
He's 50 some years old.
He's 52, 50.
I'm not going to use that word old. He's over 50 and his body looked like he just
he's 30.
Like he just ate the weight room. And
he's always been in good shape. He's always been in good shape.
Yeah, but his character they gave him was kind of goofy.
He's morphed into 3 different people since he's been there. Anything they want from him, he would do it. But
Ray, wait a minute. His character was kind of silly, kind of goofy, kind of.
Of course,
they really never gave him like a AJ style kind of get serious for a moment and kick some ass. Or CM Punk try to get serious. They did some goofy stuff.
But Ernest,
he had little Jimmy. He had this imaginary friend named Little Jimmy.
Ernest, you don't know if that character he played was his idea or their idea. I know he embraced it.
Oh yeah, he's done a hell of a job.
And he done a hell of a job. I agree with you.
I can't think of this guy. Hold up, son. And maybe you can think of this guy. His table were right next to me when we was in Vegas. He was a white guy, had this crazy frisbee hair, and he acted like he was just real, he acted like he was slow. What was that character name?
Festus.
No. I'll think of it. His table right next to me, man. Eugene. People love that character. They loved that character.
Like, I know we're live and I don't want to, but he acted like he was like mentally retarded.
Is that what he was acting like?
Yeah. Like he was mentally retarded.
Listen, Ray said it. It's not anything the Cat's Corner podcast approved of. He just said it.
Being terrible. I'm glad. Yeah. I don't think he was actually being autistic because he wasn't acting autistic, but he just kind of acted like you said, kind of a dumbed down version. Then he would get serious and he would win most of his matches.
But you know, I talked to one of my friends who worked at WWE last week, and he told me, he said, Ernest, you would not believe how the business changes, blowing up. I said, what you mean blowing up? He says, blowing up. He said, making so much money. Right now, it's making so much money. People getting paid. We got so many people under contract that it's crazy. You know, $100,000 for someone down in the school, you know, it's not anything. Everybody they're making a lot of money. But this is why I don't understand. Maybe if Vince was still there, maybe the money be enough money to continue to fly like they've been doing. But to a big company like TKO, I don't know. They still making changes and doing things. What do you think about them taking WrestleMania out of New Orleans, Sonny?
I think TKO made a deal with Las Vegas. And every pay-per-view or the WrestleMania moving forward, I think it's going to be, as far as I understand, what I understand is it's going to be in Las Vegas. So Las Vegas, I'm sure, made a deal with TKO, where UFC's headquarters at. And they said, hey, just like what UFC does, you know, we're a tourist based city, and we can certainly use you as a partner in our city to bring the people in. So when this year's WrestleMania, they probably calculated what the financial impact was to Las Vegas, and they said, hey, let's make a deal, and they probably made a deal.
That's going to be really strange if every WrestleMania moving forward is going to be in one spot.
Hey, yeah. Ray, you might be able to answer this.
If the city makes a deal and they make an offer and say for the next 5 years or next 3 years, we want to sign a deal with you, and we're going to give you X number of dollars, X number of concession to have you bring shows, whether it's Super Bowl or whether it's, you know, whatever it is. And they willing to sponsor you and give you enough money and make it financially real advantageous for you. You know, that's a business decision, but I think that's what happened.
Sonny, hypothetically,
yeah.
How about this right here? Somebody knock on my door. We just announced that the WrestleMania is in New Orleans. Okay, everything is set. The Rock himself went on and said it's going to be down in New Orleans. People get ready to buy their ticket. New Orleans making all this money. You know how much money WrestleMania you bring to the city.
Yep.
Now let's think about this. Someone, TKO, get a knock on the door. Say, hey, we want you in Vegas. And the big boss walk away. TKO people call wrestling people and say, hey, we're going to put it back in Vegas. Do you think there might have been an opportunity there for the mafia to be involved with
no.
a change like that? Come on, think about it. Hey, Big Ray, how did Vegas get to be Vegas?
A lot of mobsters left Chicago and New York and went west.
You don't think they still out there, Sonny?
Oh, I'm sure there's some underlying thing. I think that's everywhere. New York, Chicago. I think they're all there somewhere.
I'm just saying.
I don't think mafia had anything to do with.
Man, I'm just saying, Sonny.
Well, no, but you can make a speculation, but you have no smoking gun. You know.
The smoking gun is, have they ever announced WrestleMania at one city, then all of a jump and switch it all the way back to the one that was in last?
No different than Ernest. If one company, somebody comes to you and say, hey, I heard that you have any business, you're doing a business with XYZ, but man, if you come and do a business with us and do a 3-year, 5-year, whatever, long-term contract with me, I am going to compensate you for doing that for me because you business bring a lot of money to the city.
Listen, I don't do business like that. If I tell somebody my word, hold on, wait a minute. You don't want to put my name in it.
Well, that's fine, but you're not TKO. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just telling you, you put me in there. You said, Ernest, if somebody was doing business.
Yes, I did.
Now let me defend myself. I'm not that kind of person. If I said show would be in New Orleans. The show gonna be in New Orleans because they got kids, they got people ready to come and do what they do every year. They're gonna be in New Orleans, their backyard. Now, I don't care how much money they offer me in my other ear. Hey, you bring it back to Vegas.
Well, that's you.
I'll give you more money. I know I'm giving my piece. Now you bring it back to Vegas. I'll do. Now this is what I might do. I tell you what, mafia guy. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna
I know where mafia guy comes in.
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave it here in New Orleans this year because the people of New Orleans deserve this.
The people.
But then back in Vegas, we'll be the year after.
Well, I think something happened with the venue.
No.
Something's up. Something's up. I mean, you just can't announce that like The Rock did on Monday Night Raw and in that crowd and had them
Like
just buzzing, and then literally 3 weeks later you go.
It wasn't the venue because I talked to somebody who worked in WWE. They just made a decision.
They made
to
a
take it back to Vegas. Yeah, they take it back to Vegas, which makes sense. Wait a minute, TKO, their office is where?
Las Vegas.
The UFC office is where?
Las Vegas, Nevada.
And who else going to Vegas? Ain't nobody going to Vegas, right?
Stone Cold is in Nevada as well.
Say it. Ain't nobody going to Vegas.
Well, did you have fun when you went this past year?
He talking to you, Sonny.
I'm talking to you too, Kat. Did you both have fun? Do you like Vegas as a city?
We did business. We did business. We had fun. I got to hang out with Ernest.
Well, besides that, was it a fun time?
Yeah, but it's more business though. It was, I mean, it could have been anywhere for us. I think.
But was it good business? Was there a lot of people there?
Oh yeah. Well, you
want it to be back in Vegas. You want to go back?
No. Listen.
But it's for us because we're confined in that really the hotel who has WrestleCon, and we spent 3 days there, and fan comes because fan has thing to do, other thing to do there as well. But that far as WrestleCon goes, I don't think it makes any difference if you're in Philadelphia, New York, or Las Vegas. At least for me.
I think if you go somewhere else, cause the parking was crazy. You almost had to pay $200 just to park for a couple of hours in Vegas. Wow. It was crazy in Vegas. Everything was so high. It's like, Sonny, we bought a hamburger for damn near $50.
$48 for a hamburger. Yeah, it was expensive. But go ahead, Sonny. Go ahead. No, but aside from spending extra couple $100 for dinner, business was good. Business is always good when I have, Dragon or Liger or Muda. I mean, it's always good.
But listen here, Sonny. I want to tell you this too, Ray. Another thing that's different, you can tell Vince McMahon is not here. I'm not saying bring him back, but the business is different now. Back in the day, man, wrestling used to be like a secret society. Now it's like a damn public swimming pool. Everybody can get in there. Everything was like a secret, and the fans loved it that way because they were fighting to get information on the inside. But when you can start now, man, I'm telling you, when you can have Vince McMahon would have never let that get. I remember we were sitting in the locker room. We were going over the show. And Vince McMahon come in with his suit on. He'd come in, all the talent sitting there. We sitting around. And Vince McMahon started to talk about the show. And he would speak real low and quietly. And then all of a sudden he said, listen here. I don't know who in here is giving away information about our show. I had some water. What is that water?
Sonny's at a Japanese spa right now.
Yeah, Sonny,
Yeah, I'm by the pool side here. I'll show you.
Okay, well, we don't need the show, Sonny.
I'm by the pool side. I'm gonna go in. I'll go inside.
But this is what I was about to say right here. Vince McMahon made a difference. WWE was like, the business was a little different. The first thing I'm gonna tell you why. You hear this, Ray?
I'm listening.
I'm gonna tell you why. Travis Scott would have never been in that ring if Vince McMahon was still running his company. He never put superstars in the main event that took over the main event like that. Travis Scott would have got in that ring and got his head knocked off.
Because Vince was going to protect the business.
He protected business. There's a company now. I wonder how this company going to protect the business.
Well, when you got your CEO, the man that owns more stock than any of them, it sits on the board, Mr. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, saying it's all a work, it's all a work, it's all a work. None of it's real. None of it's real. And when he's saying that out loud like that, it just really really chaps my ass. Even though we know it's predetermined.
You a fan. You a fan, Ray, and what you're supposed to not want to hear that. But the truth
it just is in bad taste when you're like saying it's a work.
Sonny, back in the day when you worked somebody, you didn't ride with them on the road, did you? Did you ever? Yeah, you kayfabe, and I mean, what did you do, son? I mean, what's the difference now? I mean, do you see any difference in the way TKO is running the show?
Oh my God, are you okay?
Yeah, I fell down.
I thought y'all were having an earthquake. Are you in Dallas or are you in Iowa?
I'm in Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah, no swimming pool in Iowa.
Hey, I want to say hello to Big Brian Adam Baum for joining us here.
Yeah, Adam Baum is in the chat.
With the Brian Adams?
Brian Adams, yes.
Adam Baum, the bomb.
Man, that guy's still huge, man. He in great shape.
I know, but I take offense to his name, because of my country and stuff.
He said Ernest ate the world's biggest breakfast burrito in 3 minutes in Las Vegas.
Bro, listen, that probably was the only time I had time to eat. It was so busy. It was just crazy.
Well, I wish you had Adam's number. You could send him a quick invite and pull him on the screen. We'd do a quad since it's live.
No, I did his podcast, and he got a great podcast, man. I think, what's the name of Brian Allen podcast? Meltdown something? What was that?
The Meltdown.
Yeah, that's a great podcast, man. They doing pretty good, man. And it was a good podcast. But anyway, guys, listen, Sonny, me and you can stay on here all day long, but we went live and first time.
It's about that time to go to Netflix and watch Monday Night Raw and see what happens.
And see what happened on Raw. And then, hey, next week we're gonna talk about Raw.
Oh,
absolutely.
Big Sonny Onoo, thanks for coming, Sonny.
Thanks for coming on, Sonny.
Sonny, you got anything you want to push? What can people find you?
Where we're going, on the 21st, I'll be in Wisconsin. We're doing another Chosen One tryout to send guys to Japan. And I'll be in your area there, Ernest. I'll be in North Carolina on 28th.
Where in North Carolina?
Right outside Charlotte.
Okay.
With Lodi School. You remember Lodi?
Oh, yeah, Lodi.
So I'll be there with Lodi. And the 29th, and I'll be right in your hometown there, Ernest, with Mid-South. We'll do a tryout there.
I'll be back. On the 12th, I'll be down to Miami for the new premiere of the new movie, Trouble Man. So that's a great movie, man. Method Man, Mike Epps, Michael White.
Ernest is going to join me for the golf thing in Cody, Wyoming with our friend Eric Bishop?
Yeah. Then that week we'll be in Cody, Wyoming. And then when I come back, I'll be going to France with Fourth Rope.
Sonny, we have a question from our chat. Do you still have Jerry Flynn's ponytail that you cut off of him on that night?
I got it framed over there.
Okay, cool. All right. Yes, Justin, he still has it.
tell them if they want to get it, they can get Sonny address and he can send it to them.
If the PayPal's enough money, he'll send it.
That's right. I'll sell them by one strand at a time.
Well, guys, I appreciate it. It's awesome. And we need to do this more. We need to do this a lot more.
Well, let's get out of here, baby. I'm out of here.
It depends on what Ernest's going to pay me. Tell me he's going to pay me.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I got to go to karate class.
Ass, gas, or grass. Nobody rides for free.
That's right, baby. That's right. That's right. Sonny, thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me.
Podcast.
Hey, hold up, Ray. Sonny, I love you, brother. He like a brother to me. We went through WCW days together, man, and he took care of me, and I enjoyed the time spending with you. So thanks for coming on.
Don't cry, Ernest. There'll be plenty more.
Ernest is like my little big brother. He was always there. We always had fun. We have to left him on the road because he was always late. But other than that, we're pretty good.
Right on. Right on.
All right. Hey, well, let's get out of here, baby.
All right.
Hey,
Thanks for having me, guys.
We did it. We didn't get kicked off. We did great.